What's your conclusion, KR?
My conclusion is it's the end of the road, and I can't let go.
It's over.
It's over.
Hey man, they say in life you need to watch what you
Humble
say.
yourself.
You need to be humble.
Mm.
Always remember that you today is someone else, tomorrow might be you. That can
Yeah.
be either positive or negative, right?
Yep.
There's a YouTuber, very, well, I would say popular YouTuber. He is a comedian, goes by the name of KevOnStage. He has a channel and he has put out a pretty interesting video. We're going to talk about the video in a bit because the video tackles a couple of topics. It tackles YouTube creation, YouTube creatives. It talks about generating money, so monetization on YouTube and various platforms. It also
Running a business.
it has business elements to it. That's what we are usually interested in, and it also has some elements of begging. But before we go and talk about that,
I think
before
that's the biggest part, right?
before we check the video out, this person is a very funny person. I have no problem against him, but apparently I didn't know this when uh, I would say a legendary YouTuber by the name of Kevin Samuels passed away. I believe he passed away on my birthday.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah,
Let me check.
I think
No,
so.
no. Well, that's a bit of personal information. Let's not. But well, you disclosed it already. Might as well.
Mm, no, I
Let me.
believe so. I'm not sure. I think
Not
so.
sure. Okay, let's
But
continue.
but in any case, what's important
You
is
know what
what's
your horoscope is. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm a Pisces. So what
Oh, it's 2 minutes in. Jeez.
yeah, what did anyway, I didn't hear you. But anyway, so the very interesting thing about is that when he passed away, he was allegedly talking crazy about Kevin Samuels. Um he didn't go as far, I believe, as what's the plastic girl's name?
I know it.
Uh,
I'm not gonna say it.
Vivica Fox. I'm gonna say it. That's
Trying
she
to
didn't
help.
go as far as Vivica saying that it's karma, but because if
A
it's
lot of
karma,
people went crazy.
yeah,
A
a
lot
lot
of
of people
people.
agree. Yeah,
There. So I
but
don't know what that genre of videos is called, but it's like the reverse red pill, right? Like the female version of it. These people were going crazy when he
yeah.
passed away.
Well, it's not surprising because Kevin was a very polarizing person and a content creator.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, to jump on people's grave, but you always need to watch out. Just like when Will slapped Chris. Tiffany Haddish was the first one who said, "Those are my friends. Those are my friends." Yeah, I saw a man defend his woman, and shortly after, Tiffany got, as the Usher song goes, caught up in some very questionable things. So it just tells you to yeah. So it's just you don't wish bad upon nobody.
Yeah.
But just remember, today is someone else, tomorrow might be you. So always stay humble. And none of us are exempted. We can all uh, be subject to positive growth, but also negative backlash. Just ask Keith Lee.
What's
But with
wrong?
that being said, that was something discussed in the previous show. KR,
Well,
any
and
things
also
you wanna?
today.
What
But
did you say?
and also today. But okay, let's continue. I think we should talk about Italy later on.
Let's talk about him afterwards. Yeah.
Yeah. But what are we going to watch the begging now, or the business lesson? Let's call it the business lesson.
Oh, you were saying bagging all this time. I thought you were saying banging. That's why I was like, pause, man. What are you talking about? But okay, continue.
Clean out your ears, man.
Uh,
Let's start begging for that.
yeah. It's like an old
Real,
video. You remember when we used to take out the video and then. Anyway, let's continue.
Fair use. Fair use. Kevin might not like our comments on this one, but fair use.
I realized I said this in at length on Patreon, but I didn't address it in the public. So as you've noticed, I've been promoting Patreon more and more, especially the last week or so. And I never really said why. So I'll just be upfront with you like I was with the Patreon yesterday. Podcast revenue has been down around 70% for me in all my podcasts. Josh, Angel, and Greg salaries are dependent on podcast revenue. And it used to be tremendously lucrative and I was able to pay them and all that type of stuff, but it's downturned tremendously. So instead of having to lay them off or reduce their salaries, I decided to give the Patreon audience and you an opportunity to help basically save their jobs. I'm not even, to put it plainly, in order to help keep them on payroll, I'm going to offer more stuff on Patreon, more shows, more.
Fair use.
Yes. Is that all you want to show, or?
And we can start, but we gotta cut it up. We cannot show the whole.
No. I understand.
I
But
think I'm gonna show a little bit more after this.
okay, so I'm asking because just so I know what to say, because there's things that I can say, but I don't want to say something and then and maybe you wanted to show it. That's why I'm asking.
Well, no, I have nothing planned.
Okay,
But
well,
I can show you-
okay, well, I think the begging is clear. It only gets worse from there. Now, what he was saying, what Kev was saying was that as he was explaining, he had a podcast that was on YouTube. And
Yeah.
then he has a Patreon. And he apparently also has an app. So he has other platforms.
Yeah, yes, yeah. And he has merchandise as well.
And he has merch.
And he does
But
stand up. But okay.
yeah, but the people, but I'm talking about the names he just mentioned.
Mhm.
Those people work on the podcast,
Mhm.
which is so not the Patreon and the other things,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
So he's saying that he's asking people to help him pay those people, the four people that work on the podcast, so they don't lose their jobs.
Mhm.
In the same breath, he says, I'm gonna be offering more things on Patreon. And oh, by the way, they don't. That's what he says later on. They don't work on the Patreon. They don't generate their money on Patreon, nor the platform, nor any other thing. Only the podcast. Now I have a question, KaiR.
Is it a business question
It is.
or is it hypothetical?
It's a hypothetical business question.
Okay.
You're an employee at a company,
Mhm.
and your job is to
Clean floor.
file
Okay.
documents that come in,
Mhm.
right? And you always have piles of documents. And then you have like a big storage place where all the files are stored. And
Mhm.
then your employer tells you, from now on, we're going to save the trees. We're not going to correspond via letters anymore, physical letters. We're just going to correspond via email.
Mm.
So
Who's
that
sending
means
the emails?
not the one that's filing them.
Oh, I'm screwed.
Now, that's your first thought, right? You're screwed. And your employer says, no, KR, it's okay. You're not screwed. There's still things for you to do.
Mm.
We have this whole archive that we still need to file, to digitize.
Mm.
So there's still a job. There's still a job for you. You have We've estimated that in 2 months, everything can be digitized.
Mm.
What's your conclusion, KR?
My conclusion is it's the end of the road, and I can't let go.
It's over.
It's over.